a little practice that you can do for posture. We'll start lying down. Begin to flap the feet up and down as you gently roll the head from side to side. Here we're working with the fascia, which is like a stocking that goes throughout the whole body. And the fascia is one of the things that holds us in our postural shapes. Ideally, the fascia glides. Slow that rocking motion down and come to rest. We're going to start by working with the feet. Begin to flex the feet, pulling the toes back towards you and slowly releasing out of that flexed position. And then point the toes and slowly releasing out of that point. Pausing at neutral between the two different positions and repeating this until you feel a level of balance from left to right. This may require you doing more repetitions on one foot versus the other, or exploring one position more than the other. Now we're going to explore supination and pronation, working with the ankles. We're going to draw the soles of the feet towards one another, slowly releasing out of that. And then you're going to draw the soles of the feet away from one another, slowly releasing out of that. You'll pause between each position, rolling the outer edges of the foot away from you, soles of the feet towards one another, releasing out of that, pausing, then rolling the soles of the feet outward, the inner arches of the feet, moving away from you. Continue like this until you feel a level of balance. Come back to your starting point and once again flap the feet up and down to help integrate with the rest of the body, the work that you just did with your feet. And then come to rest once again. Now we'll explore the legs. We'll explore internal and external rotation of the legs, rolling the legs in towards one another, the feet rolling inward, releasing to your starting point. And then roll the legs away from one another. Release to your starting point. Roll the legs in towards one another. Release to your starting point. And then away from one another. Continue like that until you feel balance. And again, you may need to do one leg more times than the other, or one position more times than the other. We'll come back to flapping the feet up and down to integrate, adding the rocking of the head to connect all the way up. Slow that gliding down and come back to rest. Let's just lift and lower the legs and center yourself on your heels, heels pointing straight up, legs about hip width apart. We'll take the soles of the feet to the ground, legs hip width apart. We're going to move into the pelvis and the low back and the hips. Here, we're going to start by arching our low back, taking the low back away from the floor, and slowly releasing to your starting position, pausing, relaxing there, and then rounding your low back. Slowly releasing to your starting point. As you do this, visualize the midline of the body and try to roll through the midline of the body. When you feel a level of balance, you'll pause. Now we're going to explore the side-to-side motion of the pelvis. We'll see about pressing the left foot down towards the floor so that the right hip anchors more down towards the floor. Releasing out of that. And then pressing the right foot down towards the floor to help the left hip press towards the floor. So a gentle movement from side to side. Continue as many times as you need with a resting in between until you feel a level of balance. You may need to do one position more than the other. We'll come back to our starting point. And now we're going to explore an up and down movement of the hips and the pelvis. We'll draw the left hip up. To help with that, press the right knee forwards. Slowly releasing out of that. Pause at your neutral position. And then press the left knee forwards to help draw the right hip up. Slowly releasing out of that. Pressing the right knee forwards to draw the left hip up towards the left armpit. Slowly releasing, pausing, resting in your neutral position. Press the left knee forwards to draw the right armpit, hip up towards the armpit. Slowly releasing out of that. Continue like this as many times as you need to, with the pause in between movements until you feel a level of balance. Coming back to our starting point, we'll finish out with the arching and the rounding of the back one last time. Pausing in between movements where the body's recalibrating, resetting. Do that as many times as you need until you feel balance. From here, we're going to reintroduce that gliding action by pushing and pulling with the feet. As you do that, gently take the head from side to side, helping to integrate all the movements that we've done to the rest of the body. Slow that gliding action down and come back to rest. Here, we're going to move into the hands. We'll slowly draw the forearms off the ground. We're going to draw the hands into a tight fist, slowly releasing them out, and then pull the fingers back towards the forearms and slowly releasing out of that. Pausing in between positions, repeating as many times as you need to feel a sense of balance. Again, one side may need more repetitions than the other. When you're ready, slowly releasing the arms down. We're going to explore internal and external rotation of the arms now. Rolling the arms in towards the body, the shoulders rolling in towards the body, and you can allow the head to participate however it would like. Slowly releasing out of that, pausing in your starting point, and then spiraling the arms out away from the body. Shoulder blades drawing down and together on the back. External rotation of your shoulders. Continue like that until you feel a level of balance. You may need to do one arm more than the other, or one position more than the other. And be sure not to skip the pause in between. That's where the body's resetting and recalibrating. We're going to explore a diagonal movement with our shoulders. Drawing the right shoulder towards the left hip and releasing the right shoulder back down to the floor. Then drawing the left shoulder towards the right hip. Slowly releasing back to your starting point. Pausing at neutral in between positions. You may need to do one side more than the other. Allow the head to participate however it may like to. Coming back to your starting point, we're going to explore an up and downward motion of our shoulders. Starting with the left side, we'll draw the left shoulder down towards the left hip, slowly releasing to your starting point, and then the left shoulder up towards the left ear, slowly releasing to your starting point. Continue at your own rhythm until you feel a level of balance. Coming back to the other side, same thing, drawing the right shoulder down towards the right hip, releasing to your neutral position, pausing there, then the right shoulder up towards the right ear, releasing to neutral, pausing there. Doing this as many times as you need until you feel a level of balance. Coming back to center, we'll finish with the same movement we started with, rolling the shoulders in towards one another, the arms rolling into the body, slowly releasing out of that position, spiraling the arms out and away from the body, releasing out of that. Continue like that until you feel a level of balance. And then integrating all the movement once again with that gliding action, pushing and pulling with your feet to create that gliding sensation. As you do that, you can roll the forehead from side to side. Coming back to your starting point, now we'll move into the neck and the jaw. We'll start by tucking the chin towards the chest, slowly releasing to your neutral place, pausing there, relaxing there. We're going to here take the chin up and back, but allow the jaw to open, the chin drawing down, the head going up and back. Slowly releasing to your starting point. Again, the mouth gently closing, the jaw gently closing as the chin draws towards the chest. Slowly releasing out of that, pausing at your neutral position. Taking the chin up and back, the head up and back as you allow the jaw to open. The jaw returning to neutral as the head returns to neutral. Repeating that as many times as you need until you feel balanced. We're going to now move into a side-to-side movement of the head with the jaw. We'll take the head towards the left by leading with the left jaw. Releasing to neutral. The movement of the jaw is subtle, never forced. Then taking the head to the right as you lead with the lower jaw. Then the jaw releasing to neutral, the head releasing to neutral. The head to the side as you lead with the lower jaw, moving to the left. The head and jaw release to neutral. Repeating like this as many times as you need until you feel balanced. Coming back to center. Now we'll do a side to side movement of the head. Here the jaw will just be at neutral. Taking the right ear down towards the right shoulder. Slowly releasing to your starting point. Pausing, relaxing there. And then the left ear down towards the left shoulder. Slowly releasing back to your starting point. Slowly move from side to side with the pause at neutral. Continuing until you feel balance. We'll finish as we started with tucking the chin towards the chest, jaw gently closing, releasing to your starting point, relaxing there. And then taking the head up and back, the jaw opening, releasing to your starting point. Go in and out until you feel balanced once again. Coming back to that gliding motion to integrate everything. Taking the head gently from side to side, pushing and pulling with the feet. Coming back to center. Extend the legs out long. Try to have the legs in line from the hip joint to the knee joint to the ankle joint, and the center of the heels resting flat on the floor. From here, once again, flapping the feet up and down to work with the fascia to integrate everything that we've just done. Slowing that flapping motion down, coming to rest. And notice if you feel a little more balanced, a little more aligned in your posture by going through all those movements, which we're working with your fascia. Those movements helping to release the fascia so that we can rest in a better aligned position.